weekly Wednesday update vlog, and we've got no special fancy intro for you, no theatrical shots. We are diving straight into it because I'm out here alone tonight. I'm in the sanctuary, soon to be mask room, and I would like to get a few of the more boring projects done and out of the way because we have just spent too much time goofing off. And by goofing off, I mean we have been working our asses off, but things just don't go according to plan with moving, especially a move like this. So tonight, here's what's going down. I am going to get a second layer of black paint on this little access strip on the floor. As you can see, a lot of the floor is shiny, and that's because it's finished. It's epoxied, it's ready to go. It's dirty, but it's ready to go. So I need to do a second layer of black paint on this. I will let that dry. While it's drying, I'm going to come over here and paint all of this trim and these pieces of plywood gray, the same gray that's on the wall. You guys will see why later in this episode. And when that is done, the paint should be dry so I can come through and get the rest of the epoxy down and let that dry overnight. We had to leave this little strip open so that I could go up and do the guar section last week, but the guar section is done. So I'm going to be able to lay this epoxy and give it a day or two to dry, and then we will really be able to get a move on. Once this wall is finished and ready to go, it is game over. It's going to be even more hectic than it has been somehow, and trust me, it's been a hectic move so far. So let's go ahead and jump on into it, shall we? Well, it looks like we are going to have to call it quits for the night and come back and finish everything tomorrow. Very unfortunate. I definitely wanted to get everything done tonight, but there's just a big mixture of bullshit happening and pissing me off between things not working, like something as simple as a brand new spray foam can that I bought today just exploding and not being able to be used, because why would I just be able to use a spray foam can? I don't know. Why would I expect something like that to work out for me? And then other things taking forever, like the floor is still very wet. This is the first section that we painted, and as you can see, it's still wet. And obviously, the further over you go, the wetter it gets. Giggity. But yeah, dude, it's okay. I mean, it's whatever. These are the trials and tribulations. We're gonna have to come in here tomorrow and probably do a second coat on these anyways. I think that this like untreated plywood is pretty good at soaking paint in, so I would be very surprised if we came back tomorrow and this was dry and didn't have patchy areas that needed retouched. So we'll hit that again, we'll do the trim, and then we can really get things rolling over here. And while either I or my dad is doing that, the other person can epoxy this floor. And man, after that, it's just the floodgates are open. It is really time to go. As soon as we get some warm weather, we're going to get the mini ramp out here. This wall will be the slipknot wall. We are absolutely ready to get that going. We will get the table out here. The whole mask room is really going to start to come together over the next month or so. I would expect it to be pretty close to done by, what is it, April? I would say by March, we should be decently set up in here, and I'm very excited. This was a trial run, and, you know, we had to do a lot of firsts over here, but I kind of got into the flow of things, so I'm hoping that I can just take this momentum and run with it. A lot of the bitch work is out of the way, or at least very close to it, and then I won't say that it'll be smooth sailing because nothing is smooth sailing in my life, but it should be as close to smooth sailing as we can possibly get. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. So I'll see you guys in the morning and we will continue.
The next day.
So thanks to Ben and Doug, that is 6 rows of shelving on the slipknot wall up, and it definitely looks like I've got some work cut out for me.
Back in the lowlands. A few moments later.
All right, guys, so it is 7 p.m. on the Tuesday before the Wednesday that you guys are seeing this video. Unless you're a patron, of course, then you're seeing it on a Tuesday night. Anyways, 7 p.m., and I think that this is a great place to stop. Not really because I want to, just because we kind of have to, and I'll explain why here in just a second. But man, what a weekly Wednesday update video. This is probably, at least in my opinion, the most productive out of any of the church-related weekly Wednesday update videos. Since we brought the series back for the move, I feel like we've gotten a lot done in this video. So I'm going to take you around the sanctuary here and just kind of show you guys what's going on and what to look forward to in the next weekly Wednesday update video. So, as you guys just saw, we transported the table today. So we had to break it down, load it up, bring it out here, and then rebuild the table. It's obviously not done. We still have to add the skirt around the legs there on both levels. And I was just kind of feeling out whether or not I wanted to put the busts there, but I think that they look really good. So I think that that is how they are going to go. Obviously, I'm going to clean this table pretty good. It's really hard to get the dust out of these like unfinished but painted pieces of plywood here. I don't know how to explain that. They're not glossy, so even though they are painted, it's still pretty rough as far as the texture goes, and it collects dust very, very good. So I'm going to clean those real good and then restart on the decorating of them. And I think that the idea with this table is still going to pretty much be the same as it was at the old building. For the most part, this is going to be a place for a lot of my real deal and stage used pieces, different music video pieces, stuff like that. I am going to display the busts here, as I said. I think that it just looks really good for this main centerpiece right here. And once we get the skirt up, I'm also going to hang the People Equal Shit banner right there in the middle. And then, yeah, I think everything else is going to pretty much be the same. It'll just be a nicer, more simplified, cleaner version of what we had. So we will have our little Sid corner down here with all of my real deal and stage used Sid goodies. We will probably have some miscellaneous pieces on this shelf right here. It doesn't even necessarily all have to be Slipknot. That's why this mushroom head guy is over here, because I do have a couple of stage used mushroom head pieces that don't really have a place to go. And I feel like this backside between all of the Slipknot stuff and the Guar stuff would be a good place for some miscellaneous items. Down here on this end, I do plan on doing the little J end cap section right there with my two real J masks and then the like J Palefest 2023 setup. I really like the way that that looked at the old place. And, you know, Jay is the homie, so we got to give him some special treatment. Shout out to Jay. Now, obviously, I do have a couple of stage use pieces out right here. This is just what happened to be brought out during the last trip. We did bring a few boxes, and those were the two pieces that went on this table that came during this trip. So the rest of the stuff is back at the old building, and I would say sometime tomorrow we will get this table finished. Obviously, that won't be in this episode because this is the last clip that you guys are going to see. So, aside from the table, we obviously got a lot of work done on the Slipknot wall. This will be the main Slipknot wall, although I do think that some Slipknot stuff is going to spill over onto this wall right here. But as far as like main Slipknot wall that has the members themselves, this is going to be it. So we've got Eloy, we've got Jay, we've got V-Man, we've got Mike Foff, Chris Fain, we've got Cuddles. A little bit of a break with some random stuff right here because these are all like unused variants, different prototypes and stuff, and I'm just not real sure what to do with these yet. And I think that along with like modern day replicas and whatnot, stuff like that's going to end up down here on this wall. This will be a shorter wall because the mini ramp is going to be going right here. So I think that that is going to be perfect for oddballs and prototypes and modern day replicas that I have in my collection, so that this wall can all be focused on the members. Full Sid shelf, full Jim shelf, all the way down to Mick, and then down to Paul, etc. I don't need to go through every single member. You guys obviously know what you're looking at. And then down below, we have some unconverted originals. And I think that that has the potential to keep going all the way down to Eloy and probably more. So I'm going to have to figure out if I want to keep those there or if I want them to go over on that wall as well. We will see. I'm sure that this will be arranged a lot in the future, but I am very happy with how it's turning out so far. Now that brings us over here to the middle of the room, which is still very much under construction. I did start setting up a pretty basic layout of how I wanted everything to look, and I'm pretty stoked with how it's coming together. I have always wanted a little bit of a hangout in the mask room, which is something that we have not had. But right now, we have a couch, we have a table, we will have a mini ramp, And now we have this setup right here, which has my fallen shoes and the TV. And I was going to say the TV was playing something the entire time I was in here, and then it went off when I drew attention to the TV. So yeah, dude, I want you guys to picture this. You're sitting here. You are tech decking, right? You're watching your friend skate on the mini ramp while you're tech decking. And you've got some mini ramp clips going on the TV over there. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler than that. So super stoked with this. And again, I said in one of the last videos that this was going to be the mask room, but it wasn't just going to be the mask room. It was going to be so much more. And this is kind of what I meant. I'm going to have a place for my bicycle collection. I'm going to have a place for my skateboard stuff. And I'm going to have a place for all of my masks. And man, then we got to talk about the studio, but that will be a project on its own once we have this place good enough. You know what I mean? Like, this is always going to be growing and changing and evolving, but I want to focus on the studio and just have that be its own thing because I'm really excited for what all of this is going to be. And man, I forgot about that room over there. So yeah, dude, there's just a lot going on. But for right now, I am extremely happy with the way that it's coming together. I don't know what else to say. I do know that on maybe the next weekly Wednesday update, I do plan to have some shelves behind this, probably something like these, just to house some random pieces back there and stuff. I am trying to get rid of some doubles, so I have this full line of Slipknot drummer masks. I've got every one of these Slipknot drummers in here. 2 alloys. Obviously, we've got like this proto copy, and then I guess this is kind of a custom finish. It just needs the zipper removed, and that will be like an accurate version of that version of alloy. And then we've got a J mask. I am just trying to make some room and lighten the load here in the mask room, and I just want these to go to a good home. So I am offering this full line for $200. That's only $50 per mask, and they are great masks. So I don't know if you're interested in those. Drop your Instagram down below, and maybe I'll DM you and say, hey, you want these things? And then you can buy them, and then you can have them. And it frees up room on my shelves, and it gives you guys some amazing masks for an extremely cheap price. What else was I going to say? So I talked about the shelf back here. We covered all of this stuff. We got these guys. I don't know. I think that's it, man. What a weekly Wednesday update episode. Very, very stoked. So, yeah, dude, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. And I guess until the next one, stay safe, stay happy, stay sober, and we will see you guys later.